संकीर्तन की श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की, श्री माधुर्य कदम्बनी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, VIHE भक्तवृंद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि 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 बोल। इसको मैंने यहाँ से बंद किया, लेकिन वो दूसरे तरीके से कैसे बंद करते हैं? दूसरा एक तरीका है ना बंद करने का, कहाँ से करते हैं? जूम में जाए,
मीटिंग जो चल रही है यहाँ से इसको दबाइए, इसको दबाइए और इसको इसमें लीव कंप्यूटर हो गई बस।
साईं माता के फोन कर, अगर सत्संग में चालू करियो है हाँ शुरू पढ़ाइण शुरू करे छॾियो मूं तव्हांखे फ़ोन कयां, तव्हांजी तबियत जो कल्ह पुछियो मुड़ियणो खां, पोइ तव्हांखे फ़ोन करियां थो मां। साईं कृष्ण कृपा कंदो, लाल जी लाल जी रहमत थींदी, साईं रहमत थींदी। पोइ मां तव्हां सां ॻाल्हायां थो साईं, हाज़ुर। गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामनि गौरात्वेषे नमः। नित्यानंदं नमस्तुभ्यं परमानंददायिने कलिकलमश विनाशाय जहानवापतये नमः। वागेश्वरी यस्य वदने Lakshmi yasyasya vakshase yasyasya hridaya samved tama narasimham aham bhaje. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, you are all welcome for Bhakti Shilanam study, and we are discussing Madhurya Kadambini of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This nectarian sweet cloud bank of Bhakti Rasa, which is explaining the sequence of events from faith to the love of the God, as described by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So the subject of this book is Rasa. Is a prem, is a bhav at this, when somebody stays at the bhav, that stage is actually one relishes the mellows or rasa. Where Krishna is Rasa Raj, Bhakti is Rasa Mai, and the practitioner of Bhakti relish the Ras. That Ras may be Shanta Ras, may be Sakha Ras, may be Dasya Ras, may be Vatsalya Ras, may be Madhurya Ras. So this is actually the whole purpose of this book. In 8 showers, there are clouds. Clouds means shower. Shower of the rain, which means shower of the love of God. These are all stages. There is a prem which cannot be seen. It is there, but it cannot be seen. Now, like in 500 note, there is one rupee note, 2 rupee note, 5 rupees notes. Everything is there. But it is not seen in it until unless you break it. So every stage has a love, but it is not manifesting. So everything start from Shraddha is the foundation, and some fortunate Bhagyavan is one who received the Shraddha on the shastra by a genuine sadhu. How can one get Shraddha or faith? By hearing sincerely from genuine sadhu, the bona fide bhakti scripture. So then we have 2 types of Shraddha. That should be our one question. What are the 2 types of Shraddha from the second shower? What are the 2 types of Shraddha? And what are their characteristics? So now today we are reaching to the climax of this whole cloud bank, the stage of prem. Generally speaking, in this material body, it is not possible to have really pure love of God, and the stage is higher than that. They are only possible in aprakrit. or spiritual spiritual body. There are stages higher than this. They are in the last anuched. They are not possible in this body. Even the devotee at the Ashakti is very difficult to really find what to speak of bhav. Bhav is the highest limit actually in this material body. The glimpses of prayer and campaign can be seen, but it is extraordinary. So, let us start with the Mangalacharana. Hridaya pare nava bhakti sasya vitate sanjeevani swagama. Rambhe kamata patarudahdamani Vishwa pagaullasini. Duran me marusakshino pisarasi Bhavaya bhuyat prabho. Duran me marusakshino pisarasi Bhavaya bhuyat prabho. Shri Chaitanya kripa nirankushamaha Madhurya kadambini. Shri Chaitanya kripa nirankushamaha Madhurya kadambini. The mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an uncontrollable nirankush cloud bank exquisitely sweet nectar, whose sudden appearance fully rejuvenates the grains of ninefold bhakti in the field of the heart, extinguishes the burning summer heat of the lust, and bestow rapture to the universal river of living beings. From far off, may those clouds of the Lord's mercy give satisfaction and pleasure even to this worthless soul, a dried up tree in the desert. Bhakti puravai sharita tamto Bhakti puravai sharita tamto Rasam pashyeda yad atadhi Tam naumi satatam rupa Nama priya janam hare. Though there are others who in the past have taken up the path of devotional service to the Lord, I pay my continual obeisance to Srila Rupa Goswami, who is the dearmost to the Lord. By his mercy, humanity has received the intelligence to see all rasas, relationship with Lord, revealed by bhakti to the Lord. Verse number 1. The two unfold leaves called sadhan. What are the two leaves called sadhan? Raga and Vaid. Raga and Vaid. Sadhan bhakti is of two types, Vaidi sadhan and Raganuga sadhan. So two unfolding leaves of sadhan on the desire creeper of bhakti were described before. Now, as the hearing, chanting and other devotional process become very smooth means naishtiki bhajan. Especially it is not smooth, then it is annaishtiki bhajan. So bhajan kriya is of two types, anishtita and nishtita, right? So nishtita will be smooth and anishtita will be not smooth. up and down, 6 different stages of anishtit bhajan, right? Suddenly, many shiny petals known as anubhavs, symptom of ecstasy. At the stage of bhav, they are called sattvic bhav. What is called sattvic bhav at the stage of bhav, they are called anubhav when they are at the stage of prem. So, symptom of ecstasy appears at every moment, clinging to the flower of bhav. Why is flower of bhav? What is the meaning of flower of bhav? Bhakti creeper has 2 leaves. Inner side of the leaf is smooth and is called rag. That rag, the outer side is rough, is called veda. Then when the creeper grows, it develops bud. And what is that bud? Asakti. And the bud then more mature and appear as a flower. And what is that? And flower then becomes fruit, and that is prem. So these symptoms which are clinging to the stage of bhav, it means sattvic bhav. When they come to the stage of prem, they are called anubhav. Only the language is different, anubhav. It means anubhavs are the reaction of the devotee who are at the stage of prem and above. Okay? Shining brilliantly, the fully blossoming flower of bhav matures and brings forth the fruit of prem. It means mature stage of bhav bhakti or rati is called prem. Like mature stage of asakti is called bhav, mature stage of bhav is called prem. Is it okay? But what is most astonishing about the creeper of bhakti is that though its leaves means sadhana and Ved bhakti, its flower, its buds means asakti, its flower means bhav, and fruits mature into succeeding forms, still their original form remain. Together they shine splendidly in newer and newer ways. What it means, when somebody reaches the stage of bhav, still Shraddha is there. Still sadhu sang is there. Still ruchi is there. Like Krishna's ages, his Kumar age, his Pongal age, his Kishore age and Yovan. He never goes beyond Kishore. So they are eternal. It's not that when Krishna from 5 years becomes 6 years, then the 5-year Krishna disappears. No. In some other planet he appears. So always Krishna's childhood pastime are continuous. His Pongal pastime also continuous. His Kumar pastime also continues simultaneously. So the stages of the bhakti they did not disappear. They are there. They are there. So this, they remain. Original form they remain. Though previously hundreds if not thousands of emotions of the devotee were firmly bound by ropes of attachment to the body, family, house and money. This is normal any human being has hundreds and thousands of emotions related to family, body, house. This is normal, right? You just think what your emotions are about your family, friend, money, that is there. But prem now, when one reaches to the stage of prem now, easily severs these bonds and through its own power takes the same emotion though illusory, and dip them into well of great rus, whose mere touch completely transform them into radiant transcendental feelings. What it means? Before that, I was too much attached to my son. But when one devotee stays at the stage of prem, he is too much attached to Krishna. So the attachment is same. But this attachment is now, because of it's transformed from the material to the spiritual, as Prabhupada used to say, iron put in the fire and become act as the iron. So similarly, so this is one sentence you remember. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna appears only in one day of Brahma regularly, not to establish the religion or to annihilate the demons. He only appears to establish the misdirected relations of the sincere seekers from material towards Krishna. Whatever are the bonding relation in this world called bandhan, प्रेम के बंधन जिसको कहते हैं, बंधन, bondage, husband wife bondage, son father bondage, brother bondage, friend bondage. So all these bondages, when they are directed to Krishna, they become those same sambandha, that bandhan becomes sambandha. Same relation, if we turn toward Krishna, then they become spiritualized. This is the only purpose of Krishna's appearing. To change, it's called paradigm shift. Relations, emotions are same, but before they were to the material things, now they are towards Krishna. And this transformation is by the touch of the great well of the great ras, bhakti ras. भगवान प्रेम की पाठशाला खोलने के लिए आते हैं. कृष्ण appear only to open the college of love, and he sever all the bondage, bandhan, and re-establish them as transcendental sambandh, a relationship with Krishna. Same relationship. You want son, make Krishna son. You want friend, make Krishna friend. You want lover, make Krishna lover. You want father, make Krishna father. Whatever you like. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Whatever you want, Krishna is ready to be in that form with you. If you fight with Krishna, is ready to fight with you. So that is one actually is said. Those relations, though may be illusory because they are in the material world, but now when they are directed to Krishna, they become transcendental. Same relation become transcendental. So this is this is at this stage of prema. Then it means these relationship arising through with prema bhakti firmly ties these spiritualized emotions to the sweetness of the Lord's form, for eyes, name, for chanting, tongue, attributes, dham, and many other things. And there are nice descriptions are given. You will relish this. Such a prem, the brilliant rising sun. Why it's called sun? Because the bhav is the first ray of sun. Now prem is a full rising sun. That immediately puts the host of star-like human aims to shame. Now right outside you go, there's no star in the sky. Though they are there, but you cannot see because of the brilliant light of the sun. So when prem appears, then these mundane relationship of the world disappear like this star disappear in day. So they are in the sky, but you cannot see. Star hai abhi ki nahi upar. But we can't see because of the bright sunlight. As soon as the sunlight goes, the stars are seen. So similarly, when prem arises, which is like a sun, then all the relation of this material world are like stars and luminaries, they disappear. With जुगनू की लाइट तब तक लाइट है जब तक सूर्य नहीं हुआ है. In the sunlight you cannot see the glowing of this. क्या कहते हैं जुगनू को? हाँ? Fire lights. Okay. पतंग भ्रंग मतंग. Okay. So which luminaries are compared to star-like human aims compared to material. This is star compared to the material desires of the man in the family. First verse is over. This gave the little description what is prem, how it appears, and what transformation takes place during the appearance of the stage of prem. Now verse number 2. The devotee relished the rasa fruit of prem. It's a quite lengthy chapter. The devotee relished the rasa fruit of prem in the form of particular condensed bliss. The power that nourishes his ras to the utmost is called Sri Krishna Akrishani. She who attracts Lord Krishna. So now, you remember the two more symptoms at the Prema Bhakti. What are the two symptoms that manifest? Krishna Akrishani and Sandra Ananda Visheshatma. Sandra Ananda. Condensed bliss. So your word is condensed bliss. Can you see the condensed bliss? This is Sandra Ananda Visheshatma. Sandra Ananda is a condensed bliss completely. Sandra Ananda. Vishesh Atma, yesterday we have also this word Vishesh Atma. Where was this word Vishesh Atma yesterday? Bhav Bhakti's definition. Vishuddha Sattva, Vishesh Atma. So what is Vishesh Atma then? Aladini Shakti. Aladini Shakti. And who is Krishna Akrishani actually? Radha Rani. And Aladini Shakti is also Radha Rani. It means it is the mercy of ultimately Radha Rani. At the stage of Prem, the devotee becomes the center of attraction for Krishna. So condensed bliss. Sandra Anand. It nourishes the rasa through anubhav. Because what are the rasa we have discussed yesterday? At this stage of bhav, sthai bhav, shant rasa, vatsalya rasa, madhurya rasa. When they are nourished by anubhav, vibhav, Satvik bhav, sanchari bhav, then they produce rasa. So, nourishes the rasa to the utmost called Krishna Akrishani. She also attracts Krishna. She means bhakti, prema bhakti. When the devotee commences relishing this rasa, it is needless to say that he cannot encounter any obstacle anymore. It means now anartha are completely over. There is no possibility of any anartha. Anartha is 100% finished. 5% will till bhav only, but by prem there is no possibility of anartha or any obstacle. Anartha are obstacles. In this condition he is free from the obstacles. He is situated in a stage of love of God with its two characteristics, Sandra Anand Visheshatma and Krishna Akrishani, along with the four of the two other stages, the sadhan bhakti and bhav bhakti. To almost all six are there. At the stage of prem, all six are there, right? Kleshagni, Shubhada, Moksha Lagutakrita, Sudurlabha, Sadharanand Visheshatma and Krishna. So all six are at this stage. It means completely he is now free from all obstacles. In this condition, he forgets himself. He forgets himself. Like the powerful warrior, when he's fighting, he forgets his body. Or a very greedy thief, he loses all sense of discrimination. So there are two examples are given: powerful warrior or greedy thief. So they forget their body. Whatever will happen, no problem. The old story of Russia, you have heard that in Russia somebody say, if you give me 1,000 rupees, as much as you run in the whole day, that land will be yours. So somebody sold his home, he got 1,000 rupees, he gave to the man, and man said, okay, you go from morning, you run as much as you run, ultimately the whole land is yours. So he took water with him, he took food with him, he said, whole day I will run. But then he said, no, food is very heavy. I said, throw food, I will eat food some other day, what is there? Then he threw water also, it is a burden. Ultimately running, and ultimately he fainted. And then the person came here, he said, ultimately you need 6 feet of land because you are dying and this is your grave. It means he forgot his body. He gave his body up. This is the typical example. Because in Russia land, you go 500 kilometers, there is no home. Because if there is any habitation, they have to give whole infrastructure. Because 8 months it's cold. So land is just vacant like anything. So this is a greedy person. And warriors, their heads were cut, still they were fighting. They are fighting when their heads are cut. We have many examples like that. There's no head, still they were fighting till the end. So this means the devotee at this stage of love of God is completely detached from the bodily concept. Such an eagerness for the Lord, means the warrior has eagerness to kill the enemy. Greedy person, thief has a greediness to steal as much as he can. Similarly, the premi bhakta, jata prema bhakta, the devotee who has attained the stage of love of God, is like hunger that could not be satiated by 4 kinds of incomparably relishable rice, even if one eats day and night. What are the 4 kinds of rice? Relishable, sweet rice, fried rice, tamarind rice, lemon rice, whatever you call it. And he can eat day and night, still he's not satiated, he's not full. It means the hunger is continuous. His eagerness burns in the devotee like sun and cools him off like millions of moons. It means he has both hot and cold emotions. The cooling emotions also like a million suns. Koti Chandra Susital. Koti Chandra Susital means million of sun, it's so cooling. And it's burning like many suns. When a vision appears of the Lord, endlessly sweet forms and attributes. So when he sees the Lord face to face, or even a glimpse of fragrance coming from the transparent body of the Lord, he feels so much coolness that millions of moon have arisen, and sometimes he feels flushed like many suns are scorching him. So he will have hot and cold feeling on having a darshan of the Lord. Verse number 3. So verse number 2 were describing the eagerness of the premi bhakta, having developed the Krishna Akarshani stage with a Sandra Ananda Vishesha Atma characteristic, will be above bodily concept and fully absorbed with eagerness to have a darshan of the Supreme Lord. The premi devotee's natural indifference to material life. This is verse 3. This is the concept of the verse 3. There are 14 verses are there today. Quite lengthy. This wonderful prem simultaneously grants powerful anxiety. Why? Because not seeing the Lord. And relief from it when seeing the Lord. So it gives both. When it gives anxiety, it's like a burning sun. When it gives relief, it's like soothing moon. When this prem rises in the reservoir, who is the reservoir prem? Devotee. And slightly increases, the devotee is constantly scorched by the fire, caused by the arrows of his great eagerness to encounter the Lord. When this prem arises in its reservoirs of the devotee and slightly increases, the devotee is constantly scorched by the fire caused by the arrows of his great eagerness to encounter the Lord, means to meet the Lord. So before meeting, he is pierced by the arrows. This one saying in Brajbasi is Bhadroti Gham. There are 3-4 words. सोतन तो लकड़ी की, भादरोटी गाम, कांटा तो करियल का. Bhadroti Gham means the rays of the sun after the rain of the rainy season, because rain will completely wash out all the dust from the air, and then those rays are like arrows piercing the skin. It's called Bhadroti Gham in Brij language. Bhadra means the month when Krishna appears before Shravan. This is Shravan now. So Shravan is a rainy season, and Bhadra is Bhadrapada. The next month the sun will be scorching like anything, because there's nothing in between the sun ray and the skin. All the dust is settled down. So this is that type of arrow. These act as arrow. Sotan to lakdi ki. Even a co-wife, you can have a wooden statue from other girl. It is always painful to the wife. This is called kanda to kariyal ka. This small fruit here is called kale. There's a green one like this. When they dry up, they make the pickle of the small round kale. They dry and they fry it. In Rajasthan, it's a common. It has small thorns in it. Kanta to kariyal ka, bhadroti gham. So this is Brijbasi saying. Fourth line is also there. So this rays like that ray of the sun means before meeting Krishna there is arrows of anxiety like the sun are piercing. His eagerness is so powerful that he cannot be satisfied even by having vision of the Lord's sweet form and pastime. He's not satisfied. Why? Because there are unlimited forms. Every minute this form changes. So now Yovancha. Every moment is new. Every moment is new. It's unlimited. So his eagerness increases. At that point, his relatives are like blind, waterless well to him. Now he's too eager to, he's too absorbed in the darshan of Krishna, and when he saw Krishna, for him, all relative like blind well without water. What you will do? What will be the use of well which has no water? It means they have no use. His home is like a thorny forest, and the food he may take feels like a great beating. अरे खाना खा रहा हूँ, इतने समय में मेरे को भगवान को देखने में रुकावट हो रही है. I am getting distracted. So it's like a beating. Praise offered by saints feel like snake bites. Oh, Bade, you are great devotee, Jay. It looks like snake bites. His daily duties feel like death. I have to go even just to answer the call of nature. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was putting the tongue between the teeth. But I cannot chant there. So it's been, how can I be separated from God? This is what. His each and every limb feels like a big burden, because he is in a Siddha. He is meeting Lord in a Siddha. So this material body and anything related to the material body is a burden to him. Siddha, they don't need anything to eat. But this body needs to eat. So he is completely free from bodily concept. Consolation by his friends feel like a poisonous glances. His constant wakefulness feel like an ocean of repentance. As long as he is awake, feel, I am sorry, I wasted so much time with all these people, this home, this family, these friends, these praising people who were praising me. I have wasted my time. And if sleep accidentally comes to him, this again is like a torment tearing up his life. I was like in a mode of ignorance. I was sleeping. I missed the opportunity to remember Lord or see Lord. So for him, anything related to the body appears like a burden. Maintenance of his body is like the embodiment of Lord's punishment. And his life airs are like grains roasted over and over again. It means when he's breathing, it's fire coming out. It's just like a fire. What it means is that he is too eager to enter into the Nitya Leela. He is not aware of his body. Maintenance of his body is like an embodiment of Lord's punishment. What is more, that which was always considered desirable in the past is now looking like a great disaster. Earlier thing appears to be great boon, now they appears to be great curse. It means he's not at a material platform at all. Even meditating on the Lord appears to be like self-deception. Why close eye and meditate? I can see directly with eyes. So this is the stage, indifference to the material things and body. Now the conflicting emotions of a premi bhakt. Emotions waving like a pendulum here and there, conflicting. After that, this prem assumes the nature of magnet and attract the black iron like Krishna. Make him appear before the devotee at some time. The Lord then also show his own most auspicious innate attributes like beauty, nice fragrance, nice voice. So beauty for the eyes, fragrance for the nose, voice for the ears, his tenderness for touch, nice taste for tongue, generosity and compassion to the senses, like the eyes of his devotees. So, first devotee sees, then he wants to smell the fragrance which is coming, Saurabha, coming from Krishna. Radharani never opened the eyes when she was at Vishvanu Maharaj's house given by Brahma. So he was upset when Krishna came near and the fragrance of Krishna's body entered the nostrils of Radharani. She opened the eyes first time. So there is a special fragrance coming from Krishna. The people only at this stage of bhav and prem relishes this. If Krishna appears in the vicinity, they smell that. And then nice voice, maybe of his flute, or maybe calling somebody, dear devotee. His tenderness when he touches the lotus feet of Krishna with his head. Nice taste of the tulsi offered to the lotus feet of Krishna. Generosity because he appeared, compassion because of mercy he appeared there. So all senses are gladdened. All these attributes are most sweet and eternally fresh. And when the devotees start to relish them with love, it increases within his heart at every moment. Anandam buddhi vardhanam. Buddhi vardhanam, they increase every moment. It's not that once you see and then it's over. No, it's increasing every moment. This causes a powerful eagerness and finally creates an ocean of ecstasy that no poet could properly describe. So this stage of a premi bhakta cannot be described by poetry, by songs, by philosophy, no. It's like a dumb man tasted the sugar candy. He cannot say anything, you can see only. Gunge ne gud khaya. It's like that. You cannot describe this. Only you can experience it. It cannot be described. There are certain things in this life which you can only experience, you cannot describe. So many wonderful, poems are there, songs are there, but only we can relish if we are eligible for that, otherwise not. So it is not really describable. This stage is not describable. One who sees God he is like a madman, then he cannot say anything. He just becomes mad for the world. The bliss that a devotee enjoys at that time can only be slightly compared to the bliss a traveler on the sun-stricken desert road feels when he comes to the cooling shade of the dense foliage provided by the thick banyan tree and takes shelter of the shore washed by hundreds of jugs of cold celestial Ganga water. This, you have no experience of this thing. You never was a traveler in the desert. You don't have this idea. But for you, the example is on Nirjala Ekadashi. Next day, how much you eagerly want to drink a sip of water next day, only after one day. Those who are traveling in desert, there's no any tree and there's no water. We lived in a desert. At least up till 10th means 15, 16 years of the age. We live in a desert. Well, it was not that desert that there were some small trees somewhere. You can find some trees there. But water was a big problem. It was saying that you ask, they will give you ghee freely, but they will not give you a glass of water. This was the situation in some villages. They have enough ghee. You can drink a glass of ghee free, but one glass of water is not possible. Only train was coming once in 24 hours, and they are bringing water from there just for drinking or something. So in such a situation where you cannot see any tree, you're walking for days, there's no water, they used to always take water with them. This is the skin, is made of skin, particularly this small goat skin. So the inside skin, all leather, is filled with water. They just put on the shoulder. In olden days, this is the water. This is the way water was supplied to the town. And even the oil I saw in Russia was in those big, the buffalo's skin, big bags they filled with the oil and take this. So such a person, if all of a sudden it's like an oasis. In a desert, if you get oasis, some beautiful, nice green trees and beautiful lake of water, all of a sudden, say, Nakhlistan, Gulistan, in a desert you find that place, it means you feel great. So this is what we say, this bliss is compared to that. When he was about to die, now he got it so nice everything. Or a forest elephant, another example. Or a forest elephant who is constantly tormented by the forest fire feels when he is showered by an unending stream of water. Means usually when there is a forest fire, the elephant runs into the river. Or if there is some waterfall, he just goes there, and what relief he gets. That is the feeling of a person who is at this stage of love of God. Or another example. Or a person who is afflicted by hundreds of elements and who is very greedy for taste feels when he suddenly gets sweet nectar to drink. So he's so sick that he was not allowed to drink anything, eat anything. Then all of a sudden he's allowed to start drinking sweet nectar, so how he feels that. So these are some examples given, because it cannot be described by the poet. That stage cannot be described by poet. So there are some mundane examples of this world are given, how the people feel relieved when he are in really, I'm again alive. I was about to die, but somehow I am alive. So material life is like a death, ultimately, but he got the immortality. Now there is a verse quoted from Bhagavatam 9:4-64. Narayan told to Durvasa Rishi, O Brahman, I am much more covet the love and dwell in the heart of my devotees than the bliss I receive from my own innate transcendental potency. Transcendental potency means Lakshmi. My innate transcendental potency means Lakshmi. Word is that? Mata Swarupa adhbhut anandat api madbhakta swarupanando ati Spraniya. It's like Narsingadev said, Prahlad is getting more bliss when he's sitting on my lap than myself. I am happy, but Prahlad is more happy. So devotee is getting more bliss than Lord himself. So this is the stage. Although both these energies means bhakti, which is in the heart of the devotee, which is mature now as a prema bhakti, and his internal potency. Both these energies are transcendental because both are beyond three modes of material nature. One is the Hladini energy and other is the bhakti. Bhakti is the Swarupa Shakti of Krishna. The devotee's loving ecstasy, which arises by the grace of great pure devotees, is a transformation of transcendental energy, Hladini Shakti. And the essence of all things, transcendental. This loving ecstasy gives bliss even to me and attracts me. So what actually it means that normally internal potency gives anand. Hladini Shakti karaye Govinda rasa aswadana. She gives pleasure to Krishna. Hladini Shakti kare bhaktera poshana. And by the internal potency, devotee is nourished. That devotee who is nourished by the Hladini Shakti, then that transformation of heart of that devotee by the internal potency become more attractive to Supreme Lord than the internal potency himself, herself. Is it clear? Is it clear, this verse? So from where he got this? He got this by the grace of the great pure devotees. The transformation of transcendental energy. I told you already, Bhav Bhakti only manifests when Sambit and Hladini Shakti enters in the heart of a devotee. And these two energies are only coming from the pure devotee's heart by his mercy. This is what it means. When devotee get the mercy of a pure devotee, means he get the two energies of Sambit and Hladini. Sambit make him to know Krishna, and Hladini make him to relish Krishna. And this transformation of these two energies is essence of all transcendental things. It's so attractive that even Lord himself is attracted by it. He says, I am attracted by that energy. So it's Krishna Akrishana, same thing. So what is Krishna Akrishana actually? The internal energy of the Lord by mercy of the devotee when manifest in the heart of a devotee who reach to the stage of bhav and mature in the prem, it becomes Krishna Akrishana, which is more than normal internal energy itself. Verse 5. The progressive revelation of Krishna's qualities. Now this for Premani Bhakta, the Bhakta at the stage of love of God, progressively, some spurti, revelations, the realizations are coming of Krishna's qualities. When this first arises, the Lord reveals his own sweetness to the eyes of the greatly astonished devotee. It means he gives his darshan. He can see the form of the Lord. Then, this sweetness turns all the senses. All the senses means all 5 knowledge acquiring senses. All the senses mean all 10 senses and mind, 11. All senses are 11, right? They all become eyes. When you see Krishna, then all senses just become eye. That's what it means. All converge only to see Krishna. No function of other senses. They cannot hear somebody's, whatever they are saying, they can't hear it. Whatever they cannot smell, they cannot taste anything, if even it is there. Because all other senses are just become dumb and everything is focused only in seeing. So all senses become eye. Then the obstacle in the form of a paralysis shivering, then that devotee, because all senses are now so absorbed in having a darshan of Krishna, so he has all these anubhavs, like a sattvic bhav. He becomes stunned, there's a shivering in the body, tears rolling on the cheek, and devotee faints in ecstasy. In order to wake that devotee up, Lord filled up his nostril with his second sweetness, the fragrance. Now he's about to faint, but then Lord manifests or reveal his fragrance. So he smells through his nose, and all other senses become nose now. Now eyes can't see anything. Ear cannot hear anything. Everything is spoken. Only just swelling. And then what happens? Then the devotee's senses turn into the nose. And the devotee faints for the second time. Now again he gets the perspiration. Now again he gets faints. Now he's about to, now Krishna gives the third sweetness. Lord then call him and say, "Oh my devotee, I am now fully subjugated by you. Don't be upset and just experience my sweetness." So sound. Now ears. In this way the Lord appears to devotees' ears by the sound. With his third sweetness, his beautiful voice, when this beautiful voice appears, all the devotees' senses turn into the ears, and the devotee faints in the ecstasy as before. Then the Lord gives him the touch of his divine lotus feet. Lotus hand. Lotus feet if he is a Dasya Bhakta. Lotus hand if he is a Sakha Bhakta. Lotus chest if he is a Madhurya Bhakta. And thus gives him his fourth sweetness, the tender touch. The Lord gives his devotees that are in the mood of servant, the touch of the feet, to their hands, on their hands. His devotees, they are in the mood of his friend, touch of his lotus hands in their hands. The devotees, they are in the mood of his parents, the touch of his hands that wipe out the tears from their eyes, and his devotees that have an amorous attitude towards him, the touch of his breast on their breast, chest to chest, means embrace, and the touch of his arms and embrace them. In this way, he touches his devotee in different ways. So these are the different revelation of the form, of the fragrance, of the sound. I mean, sound is just word which doesn't really sound good. Sound doesn't sound good.
Voice, beautiful voice.
His Vani, Bhagavat Vani. Krishna's future attribute, further attribute revealed, further attributes revealed. Again, at the beginning of the fourth great swan, the Lord shows his fifth sweetness. The taste of nectar of his lips become perceivable to the devotee's tongue. This is only for Madhurya Bhakta. Only for Madhurya Bhakta. But this he reveals only to those who are in an enormous relation with him, not to any other devotee. This is for gopis only, not manjaris. Manjari never want to meet Krishna personally. The devotees, the gopis are two types: those who want to meet personally to Krishna, those who never want to meet to Krishna. So manjaris never meet Krishna, but they more relish everything. So these are gopis. Further, after that, just like in previous times, the ecstatic song in very deep. Ecstatic songs is very deep. There being no other way to awaken him, the Lord reveals his sixth sweetness, his generosity. This is what we have read once, Generosity and then compassion will come. Right? We have those. So now generosity. What is generosity? He actually is soon. He's now deep sleep. He's unconscious. This is the state where all the Lord's attributes like beauty forcefully manifest simultaneously to the devotee's senses like the eyes. So now he will have all his attributes at one time because of his generosity. At the time, Prem gets the hint from the Lord to increase immensely, and this accordingly increases devotee's sacred thirst. Prem thus becomes like a moon, simultaneously creating hundreds of waves on the ocean of the devotee's ecstasy, and causing friction that is deeply striking. The moon being the presiding deity of the mind, Prem revives the heart of the loving devotee and extends its power over him in such a way that the devotee can relish all these attributes simultaneously without hindrance. So Krishna moon shower its mercy because moon is the presiding deity of the mind, and his mind is completely now relishing all the different attributes of Krishna. Completely mind is absorbed, all the senses are focused on the all attributes of Krishna, encompassing. So this is the fifth. It is not proper to suggest that it is not possible for the devotee's mind to be so divided that it can relish many subjects at the same time. It's not proper to suggest he can do that. Rather, on the strength of Lord's inconceivable potency, he extends an unprecedented wonder so that the devotees aggregate of senses turn into eye, ear, etc. At the same time to make this relish very deep and blissful. So this is all possible by the inconceivable potency of Krishna. His all senses relish all the attributes of Krishna. Such an inconceivable thing is not perceived through mundane logic. It is to be experienced only. It can be. And there are some verses quoted in a last Anuchad, like Narad in the first canto. In the end, he said, all my senses were enlightened at one time. There exactly he's saying like that. So these quotations are given from Bhagavatam in the end. The scriptures say that one should not falsely argue over inconceivable matters. That which is beyond senses and mind, there is no need of logic to apply. Verse 7, the Lord's mercy is his topmost attribute. Now is coming compassion. So he has by now 5 attributes. This is the last attribute. This attribute is most magnanimous. After that, devotee becomes like a chatak bird, eager to relish all the Lord's sweetness at once. Because Lord is like a moon. He's compared to the moon. So chatak bird likes moon. Chanda chakor, chanda take chakor ko. So chanda is a moon and chakor is a chatak bird. But he fails to catch each raindrop in his beak. Chatak bird swati naksar ka pani peeta hai. Sip, This is a bird. So seeing this, the Lord thinks to himself, oh, why am I having so much sweetness in me? And he extends his 7th sweetness, his compassion, just to let the devotee relish all of his sweetness at once. Kripa Shakti. And this Kripa Shakti is empress of all Lord's energy. ये महारानी है. In the middle of the lotus, on which 8 surrounding petals are 8 energies. So these are the 8 energies of the Lord. Vimala, Utkarshani. These are like, there are 8 energies of the Lord. And this is the middle, compassion is in the middle. Vimala, Utkarshani and others are there. They are mentioned in the Agam Shastra. The compassion towards the devotee is also called Anugraha. The word for compassion is Anugraha. And manifests itself in Lord's lotus-like eyes. Anugraha Bhagavan drishti se karte hain. By Krishna Kataksh. Compassion or Anugraha is given different designations such as protective affection, Vatsalya. So this is Anugraha for the elderly devotees who wants to love Krishna as a son is Vatsalya. Or it can be Karuna also, because the parents are having a Karuna for their children. For those who have a mode of servitude, this appears to devotee in a Karuna for the service. And for Madhurya, Chitta Vidarani Akrishani Shakti. Melting Krishna's heart and attracting him. Chitta Vidravani Akrishani Shakti. So that compassion takes different names according to the different rasas. By this Kripa Shakti, Anugrah Shakti, the Lord's all-pervading will power, Sankalp, delight the heart of a sadhu, devotee, with rag. This is the higher stage of love of God. Higher than prem. Sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, higher limit. And greatly astonishes even fully relished self-satisfied souls. Even Atmarams are fully satisfied. It astonishes greatly even self-realized souls, means Atmaram. Being subjugated by this Kripa Shakti. The Lord's attributes named affection to his devotee rule like an emperor over all his other auspicious attributes, like truthfulness, cleanliness, and these attributes are in the Mother Earth, in first canto of Bhagavatam. Anybody remember some incident where the Kripa Shakti work or Anugrah Shakti appeared? Damodar Leela. When Jashoda was binding Krishna, his Sankalp Shakti was not allowing Krishna to be bound. But when Krishna became compassionate and Anugrah Shakti, this Kripa Shakti appeared, the all other energies disappeared. And Yashoda, she binds the Krishna, that is Kripa Shakti. So this is Kripa Shakti in this pastime. In other pastime also Kripa Shakti works for the Madhurya and other devotees. So that Kripa Shakti is the queen, Maharani है, सारी शक्तियों की स्वामिनी है. इसलिए because of this the spiritual master is called his divine grace. वो कृपा शक्ति उस वो देता. So Kripa Shakti is coming, Krishna Kripa Murti. So actually Krishna Kripa is coming from Krishna Kripa Murti, his divine grace. He is the personification of the mercy of Krishna. Being subjugated by this Kripa Shakti, Lord has attributed named affection for his devotee, which means Lord is affectionate to his devotee, Bhakta Vatsala. Lord is Bhakta Vatsala, rules like an emperor over all the other auspicious, like the truthfulness. Okay. 8th verse. Delusion, drowsiness, mistake, cruelty, intense lust, restlessness, intoxication, envy, violence, sorrow, fatigue, untruth, anger, desire, anxiety, universal folly, partiality and dependence on others, these are the 18 faults. There are some other 18s in the Bhagavad Gita. What are those 18? These are 18 faults. There are 18 more things in Bhagavad Gita. What are those 18 things?
Humility, pridelessness, gyaan.
Don't count them. Where are they?
The 13th chapter. 13th chapter?
Which chapter?
13th chapter. 8 to 12 verse.
Third, it should be 13. Gyaan, gaya. So gyaan, they are the gyaan.
Items of knowledge.
Characters of amani, tom, adam, vi, tom. These are also 18. They are 18 positive, they are negative. They are faults and they are the good qualities. A person who has a knowledge. The scripture proclaims that these 18 faults do not exist in Lord. Lord don't have these faults. Although these faults are completely out of bounds for the Lord on the request of the attributes of compassion, Kripa Shakti, they can sometimes be found in the avatars like Ram and Krishna and are experienced as such by their devotees. Then they become great virtues instead. Even the fault appear in the Lord because of the Kripa Shakti during Avatar Kal. This is not considered fault, this is considered virtue. It's called Dushan nahi hai, Bhushan hai. Lord is partial. But this partiality of the Lord is not fault, but it is the ornament. So the attributes may appear in the avatar kal, at the avatar time sometime. They become virtues rather than faults. Lord is impartially partial. He is impartial to give everybody chance to become devotee. He is impartial. But he is partial once somebody become devotee, then he cares for the devotee more than others. So he is impartially partial. They are extended by Lord. Why these faults appear in the Lord? For the relish of his devotees. To completely relish the beauty and other attributes of the Lord, the enlivened devotee savors them over and over again to his supreme astonishment. His heart melts even when repeatedly contemplate the Lord's unprecedented affection for his devotees. Anger. Is there anger?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Krishna was angry. He wanted to kill Kans, he has to be angry. Ramchandra, they said, you have to be angry if you have to fight. Yeah, without anger you cannot fight. So they appear in Lord, just for what purpose? For devotees, to relish, for the devotees to relish. Fatigue. Krishna was, I am too fatigued now after herding the cows, I want to lay down. Krishna is never fatigued, but just these qualities, but because then the devotee get a chance to massage his feet. So you want to give the opportunity to the devotees by these attributes which are never in Lord. They appear in the Lord to give chance to the devotee to relish the affection of Lord.
What about envy? There is envy mentioned. The Lord is not envious.
He is not envious, but he is envious. He said, if Kans is envious of me, then I am envious of him. Simply, yeta mam prabhatyande. 9. The Lord then tells his devotee, O best of the devotees, Satam Var, Bhakta Var, Bhakta Rishabh, what is the word used here? Tasmin Tadeva Tad Bhakta Varya, best of the devotees. O best of the devotee, for many births you have given up wife, children and wealth for my sake, and have tolerated many hardships like cold, wind, hunger, thirst, pain, and disease just to worship me. You have tolerated the insults by many people and spent your life begging. I cannot repay you in any way and remain a debtor to you. Lord told Nrsimhadev to Prahlad Maharaj, Kshamasva Mam, you please forgive me. I came late and you have suffered a lot on my behalf. Say, please forgive me. So, to gopis, Lord says, I cannot repay you. I am too grateful to you. So this is the way Lord deals with his dear devotees. This is only to the gopis, Lord said. This line, Lord says, only to the gopis I cannot repay. Lordship over the world and mystic perfection do not suit you. So what can I give to you? I can give you mystic perfection, I can give you sovereignty of this world, but you don't need this. It's not befitting to you. What can I give you? How can a human being be able, can a human being be given animal fodder like grass and husk? It means they are like a grass and husk for the human beings. Those who are after these things, they are just like animal trying to eat grass and husk. Hence, although I am Ajit, unconquerable, the invincible, I am now conquered by you, Jito. By the wine of your good conduct is now my only support. Wine of your good Socialya valalim, socialya. Bhavat means yours, socialya. Socially means the word used here is your good conduct. Social is something more than English good word, socialya. Sushil, this person is very sushil. Shilwan. Because of your bhavat socialya valim means the creeper. Samayaga avalamban, I am only, this is my support. It means devotee is supporting me. Your bhakti is the support for me. Then the devotee takes these very gentle and sweet words as ear ornaments and says, O Lord, O Master, O Ocean of Compassion, you see how I have fallen in the dreadful ocean of the material existence and am being torn apart by its resident crocodiles. This has made your butter-like soft heart melt. So you now assume the supernatural form of Sri Guru and give your darshan, which is like the Sudarshan disc that tears apart the ignorance of lust and soul, and thus release me from their terrible teeth. Terrible teeth of the crocodile. Then which example is coming in your mind? Use of Sudarshan and cutting the throat of a crocodile. Gajendra Moksha. Now you make the syllabus of your mantra enter the path of my ear, so that my pain is extinguished and you can engage me as the maid servant at your lotus feet. You repeatedly purify me by allowing me to hear, chant and remember your holy attributes and names. This is Gopi Bha, Dasi. However, although you bestowed the association of your devotees on me and taught me how to serve you, I am such a low fool that I cannot serve you for even one day. But although I am punishable and wicked, you still made me drink the sweetness of your darshan. So this is the humbleness, meekness, And the pure heart of a devotee. Verse 10. But when I hear the but when I hear that best of the Lord say, I have become a debtor to you. I am debited to you. I have become bewildered and think to myself, what shall I do? 5, 7, 8, no, 100 million offenses dwell in me. Now I consider it arrogant. Even to beg your pardon, I think I have committed even more than 1 trillion offenses. And each of these offenses was very grave. Let me suffer the remaining part of the reaction up to them. I will not beg for any amenity. Amnesty. Now I understand the offenses I committed just the other day by comparing your limbs with the fresh rain cloud, blue lotus and safari. Your face with the moon and your feet with the fresh sprouts. It is like comparing a golden mountain with a half sesame seed. With a half sesame seed, huh? So it means to compare the transcendent limbs of the Lord with the material things is offense, is saying. What is compared to the golden mountain and half sesame seed? Analogy. Write down the analogy. Comparison of the golden mountain to sesame seed. At which stage of the bhakti it appears and what it denotes. So golden mountain is the offenses of a devotee. By comparing the Lord's limbs to the material objects. This is golden mountain is Lord's attributes and comparison to the material things like a half sesame seed, right?
Here it is written mustard seed.
Mustard seed, here is the sesame seed, okay. Same thing. Original, what is the original? See? Samikuva Dora Bhajan Substam Apradham Etasvi Avadam Chintamani Sirkan Chintamani Kanaka Sikiram. Kanaka Sikiram means golden mountain. Eva Chanak Kanena. Chanak Kanena. His word is Chanak Kanena. And what is a Chanak? Chanak means just smaller, like mustard seed, like sesame seed. So Chanak means small. It can be bajra seed, it can be anything. Chanak. Chanak Kanena. Chintamani Eva. Chintamani gem with a chickpea, another comparison. So these are the three analogies here. Huh? Golden mountain, half sesame seed, or mustard seed, whatever. Chintamani gem with the chickpea, or a lion with the jackal, or fourth is Garuda with fly. That was so foolish that I committed great offenses. So these four analogies should be one of the questions from here. By offering such worldly praises to the Lord, now my foolish poetry is praised by the people at large. Now that I have seen your divine form with my very eyes for even a fraction of a second, I understand that my words of comparison are like the teeth of a restless, chased up cow that thus tired to pollute the wish-yielding wine of your beauty, but wasn't able to. So what is this? Another comparison given, an analogy. Like the teeth of restless, chased up cow that tried to pollute the wish-yielding wine of your beauty. In this way, the devotee lament in many ways, and the Lord is very pleased with him. Lamentation of a devotee. And he shows him as far as possible and according to the devotee's own mood, like the amorphous one, if he is a Madhurya ras, the super excellent Rasika Sri Vrindavan, that he show him Vrindavan. The wish-yielding trees, the Chintamani, Prakar Sadamasu, the great Yoga Peeth, the daughter of Sri Vrishabhanu, Radharani, his most beloved, her girlfriend like Sri Lalita and her maidservants, Manjaris, his friends like Sri Shubala, his cows that are herded by him, Sri Yamuna, Sri Govardhan, Sri Bhandervat, Mount Nandishwar, his mother, father, brother, friend, servant and maidservants, and dwell there, and all the other Brajvasis that are so excellent due to his environment. So then he can see the really whole Vrindavan. Chintamani Vrindavan, Chintamani Parakasatamasu, he can see all these things. So he have a vision of actually darshan of the whole Vrindavan. When the devotee is thus wholly immersed in a river of fascination, the Lord and his associates suddenly disappear. Now he will be in disaster. Verse 11. A little white letter, this is from here, I think, from here. Sometime he is praising for darshan again and again and rolls on the ground in great distress as a result of getting injured and fainting. Starting from where? Let us see. Yeah, this is a little while. This is starting from, because first there is a prose given, then the whole translator is given, and after that, this whole prose is broken up like this small pieces and explained. Same thing which is explained, this is now explained in pieces. Sometime he is praying for darshan. Lord, please give me darshan, Jagannath Swami Nayanapatagami. Again and again, and rolls on the ground, which we never do, in a great distress. As a result, is getting injured and fainting. Sometime he wakes, rises, sits, runs, or loudly cries like a madman. Sometime he remains still for a while like a grave person. Sometime he ceases his normal ritual like a fallen person. It means he's not taking bath, he's fallen. He's not wearing proper cloth. It's like some normal rituals which a human being should do. And sometimes he speaks nonsense like some grasped by the planets, evil planets gone insane. Sometime when some devotee friend comes to console him and inquire him from him privately, he will tell him what has happened to him. Then when that friend makes it clear to him, oh friend, how lucky you are. You had the direct darshan of the Lord. He comes to his senses for a while and says, alas, will I never behold this form again? Then he feels like that. Then again he sadly says, alas, by the grace of the crown jewel of great and deeply realized devotees, I have seen this wonderful form. I am so unfortunate that I was never acquainted with the Lord before even slightly. I suppose that this has happened as the result of some causeless mercy at some time on such an ocean of fault as myself. Alas, by some indescribable luck, this jewel came to my hand. Has it now, as a result of some great offense, fallen from my hand again? I am fully ignorant. I cannot understand these things myself at all. I am stunned with the bewilderment in such a calamity. Where shall I go? What shall I do? Whom can I ask advice? I feel completely empty, bereft of friends and relatives, like scorched by the forest fire or swallowed by the three worlds. I will leave society for a while and contemplate on this matter in its solitude. But even when he is alone, the devotee says, O Lord, O you with a beautiful lotus face and a nectar-like lips, all of the Vrindavan is filled with your fragrance. The bees are greedy for the honey that trickles from the garland of the forest flower that hangs from your neck and hangs restless all around it. How can I see you ever again for even a moment? I have relished the nectar of your sweetness just once. Am I not able to welcome you ever again so that I can relish the wonderful sweetness of yours? In this way, the devotee laments, rolls around, breathes out deeply, faints, goes mad, and becomes immersed in the ecstasy. This is Vipralamba Bhav. First was the Sambhog or meeting. And that meeting was by the mercy of the Lord in the 7 stages. By his darshan, by his fragrance, by all these things. Now, Lord showed him all Vrindavan. Now it disappeared. So this is the Vipralamba Bhav. Then he sees the Lord in all directions. Sometimes he laughs and as if he embraces the Lord. Sometimes he dances, sometimes he sings, sometimes he can again not see the Lord. So he laments and weeps. In this way he spent his days performing extraordinary activities without having any cognizance whether he is still in this body, in his body or not. In due course of time, he leaves this body without being aware. The Lord, who is an ocean of mercy, is now manifest to me after having been worshipped by me. Now he will take me to his own abode to engage me in his direct service. Thus he is blessed. So ultimately such devotee will go beyond the bodily concept and forget the body when he leaves the body. He has no pain because he has already given up the concept of body. He is simply seeing through his Siddha Deha that Krishna has come to me, Gurudev has come to me to take me to engage in his eternal pastime. So he leaves this body like that. Now a summary. Actually, the prem is over. Now a summary is given. First there is a faith, Shraddha. Then one associated with sadhu sangha. Then one engage in bhajan kiya, getting initiation. Then one becomes free from bad habits, anartha nivritti. And one becomes fixed in bhajan, nishtha. Then one has a deep taste, ruchi. Then one becomes attached to the object of worship, asakti. Then one has a bhav, and then prem awakens. So this is the summary. Thus the scripture have justly described the course of the devotional progress. Above that, there are even more juicy fruits. Above that means after prem. After prem, there are more juicy fruits in the wish-yielding wine of devotion, named sneha, mana, pranya, raga, anuraga, bhava, mahabhava. And mahabhava is 2 parts, madan and madanakyan mohan. One is meeting and one is separation. And this Mahabhav is only possible in Radharani. Nobody reaches to this stage. And these stages are not described here. Why? Because they cannot be in this body. So this material body of the practitioner is unable to tolerate the heat, cold or collision of relishing this treasure. Therefore they cannot possibly manifest in this body. For this reason they are not been described here. Up till Prem it is possible. But the person who has the Prem is not a preacher. He is made for the world. So person at the Bhav is the right person. He is considered Uttam. And he is the best preacher. So the other they are given in the Ujjwal Nilmani by Rupa Goswami. All these other 8 stages above the Prema are described in Ujjwal Nilmani by Rupa Goswami. What are they? There is a small description of all this that we don't have a time. Let us finish this. But in this treatise, means Madhurya Kadambini, the ascertainment of stages like Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav and Prem and their direct experience have been described. Although there is a sufficient evidence on this, they have not been mentioned here. Although dependence on scriptural evidence makes the path of direct experience harsh, still in case someone may depend or rely on evidence, it is given below. Tasmin tada labda ruchi mahatmana. These are the verses quoted from Bhagavatam. The verse from Srimad Bhagavat describe ruchi. So where are these verses? There are verses in the book. Huh? The book has the verses?
Yes, Prabhu.
Origin verses are there?
Yeah.
First canto,
Yes.
5th chapter,
Yes.
Narad is speaking.
Yes. With verse and translation is there.
So these are the all verses from Bhagavatam quoted here, okay? So verse about what? Ruchi. Guneshu saktam baddhaya ratam va punshi muktaye. This is Narad speaking to Vyasadeva. So this verse described, so this next verse described the asakti. Priya sarva sangha mama bhavada rati. Rati means bhava. So asakti, then rati. This verse describes rati. So these are the different verses quoted from Bhagavatam which describe ruchi, asakti and bhava. Premati bhara nibranha pulkahango api nirvirtaha. This verse describes prem. This verse describes the anubhav. What are the anubhav? Gada karanaistan nasprasya samtrana bhaya shoka moha. I have no hunger, I have no thirst, I am not. These are the anubhavas. This verse describes the anubhava or symptom of ruchi. The verse Gayan Vilajo Vicharad Asanga describes the symptom of asakti. Yatha Brahma Yatyo Brahma Soyam Asaksha Sanidho Tatha Me Brahmate Chetas. So they describe the symptom of rati. And this it means these are the verses quoted from Bhagavatam to give the evidence for these stages. So this section is describing that thing, all the verses. Now, this is the principle. Its principle is as follows. Its principle of prem is follows. Ahankar has two aspects. Ahamta, self-identification, and mamata, possessiveness. They disappear through the development of spiritual knowledge. Then the conditioned soul attains liberation. If he is situated in a life centered around his body and house, he is conditioned. I belong to the Lord. I am his servant. The Lord with his associate, his form and qualities, is an ocean of transcendent sweetness. The Lord is my worshipable person and the object of my service. In this way, he identifies himself with the associate of the Lord, and he considers the form of the Lord the object of his possession. So ahamta and mamata, which is in a conditioned stage, is now transformed into the ahamta and mamata to the Lord and his associates. Possession was house and family, now possession is the associate of Lord. First ahamta was in the body, now ahamta is as a servant of the Krishna. So it's two, basically ahankar has changed. Ahamta and mamta has changed. I-ness and my-ness has changed. I belong to the Lord, I am his servant, the Lord with his associate, his form and qualities. We have done this, okay? With the associate of Lord and consider himself the Lord's object of possession, mamata. This is called prem. Actually, the prem is far more wonderful than either bondage or liberation. Prem is above bondage and liberation. And hence, it was given the title, crown jewel of human pursuit. Crown jewel of the human pursuit means prem pumartho man. Fifth purusharth, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, but this is the crown jewel, prem pumartho man. This is what it means, crown jewel of all the purusharth, right? Its course of development as follows. When self-identification means ahamta, and possessiveness means mamata, I and me, ain and mine, me and mine, in its mundane sense are still very strong. One thinks, I am in material life, but let me become a Vaishnava, and let the Lord become the object of my service. When by good luck a drop of such faith is born, he becomes eligible for devotion, because he now has a whiff of spirituality, a just glimpse of his fragrance of his spirituality. This is Adho Shraddha. Then when he starts associating with Sadhu Sangha, his whiff of his spirituality becomes more substantial. After which unstable engagement in bhajan commences. Anishtit bhajan kriya. In this stage, both self-identification and possessiveness are minimal in the spiritual senses. Still, spiritually, he don't think I am God's servant or the devotees are my possession. No, he don't think so. He's more, the maximum is mundane things. Anishtit bhajan, no? His amata and mamata is more in material things. Less in spiritual things. Now he goes to the next stage. When one becomes fixed in bhajan, means nishta, one's consciousness becomes pervaded with the spirituality and mundane influence becomes small. Now the bell change. Now the ahamta and mamata is more in the Lord and his devotees, not in the material things. So these are the two things in bhajan kriya. Anishtit bhajan kriya, anishtit bhajan kriya. When ruchi emerges, the heart becomes fully engrossed in spiritually and mundane influence becomes minimal. Now he don't think anything is mine, no. Nothing is mine. I am nothing, I am just servant of Krishna. So he is more, just trace of minimal thing is there. Asakti is born, spiritually become intense and the mundane influence is reduced to whiff. Just a glimpse of it, maybe a little bit, once in a while. But when the bhava appears, spirituality is overwhelming and mundane influence is reduced to mere shadow, like a dream just dreamt. So material life is like a dream to the person who is at the bhava stage. Vadita anuvrti, bhavatu parmaratha jivat, vrtihi vyavaretu. Now, When the prem is born, self-identification and possessions are most overwhelming in a spiritual realm and have fully lost the relationship with mundane aspect. So this whole Anuched is describing two things. I and my in material, or I and my in spiritual. So as the stages go, the things change from material to spiritual, and prem it becomes all spiritual. Thus, and when thus bhajan kriya commences, one meditates on the Lord while there is only a momentary whiff left over other topics. When nishtha comes to being, other topics are only just like a shadow. When ruchi awakens, this meditation is devoid of ulterior subjects and lasts for a long time, period. In this asakti, this meditation is very deep. In bhav, there is a mere meditation and Lord appears in vision. At the stage of prem, these visions become detailed and the true vision of the Lord takes place. Last one, only. May this Madhurya kadambini, a cloud bank of the sweetness which is showered from the ocean of sweetness, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, satisfy the world. Here we end our 8th shower. But really speaking, commentators were writing that even real Shraddha is rare. Even rare, the real Shraddha is very rare.
That is shastriya shraddha is very rare.
What?
Shastriya shraddha is very rare. That's
Shastra Shraddha is very rare. Natural Shraddha is very rare. I think sharing is finished. Okay. Any question? So we have discussed all this. I don't know, tomorrow we have no class, but the question bank, somebody has to make some questions, clear cut, whatever we did, gave them. So this prem we can read and we can relish, but this is the stage we have not attained, so we cannot really experience this. These stages from nishtha onwards are actually still for us the grey ground for us to really advance. I'm speaking at least we are anesthetic bhajan kriya. What we are doing is anesthetic bhajan kriya. If at all we are doing is good. Nishtha, when we reach to the nishtha bhajan kriya, then our goal is achieved. It's like climbing uphill, very difficult. So this anesthetic bhajan kriya, unearth nivori is very difficult. Once we reach to the nishtha, we reach to the top height of the, then we have to just come down so quick. Then there's no time. Time is only a anesthetic bhajan kriya. Unearth nivarti will take long time. Yes? Yes?
Hare Krishna. My question is, we have find two types of sadhaka. One is following the Vaidhi Bhakti and another is following the Raganuga. And my question is that who is following the Vaidhi Bhakti? Is there any chance to achieve the Raganuga Bhakti?
All the sadhans, all the Vedic sadhak bhakta has a right to practice Raganuga Bhakti after unearth nivarti stage. We have discussed this yesterday. Because all we start with Vedic sadhan bhakti. When one is already accomplished the unearth nivarti stage, then he can start the Raganuga sadhan bhakti. And for that, the first requirement is he must have crossed the unearth nivarti, and second, he must have a great greed to have that rag in some of the eternal associate of Krishna. He developed a deep attachment to Subal Sakha, to the Rupa Manjari, to the Jashoda Maya, to the Raktak Patrak, to the servant. If he developed that, then he can practice Rag Bhakti. Then he will develop Rag Ruchi, Rag Asakti, Rag Bhav and Rag Prem. But if he's not able to continue, or he's not on the line of rag, then he will continue Vedi Bhakti, Vedi Ruchi, Vedi Asakti, Vedi Bhav, and Vedi Prem and Vaikuntha.
So for us, we are practicing the Vedi sadhana bhakti. We cannot achieve the raganuga prem, raganuga bhav, so we can.
We are doing every day Raganuga Bhakti, but we don't know because we are not at that level. Every day we are doing Tulsi Puja, it is Raganuga Bhakti. Kunja Diyo Vas. This is Raganuga Bhakti. We are doing every day, but we are not at this stage, so we don't know. We do, because we have I still unearthed. Therefore, we have another song, Dollar Roop Rasi, America Diyo Vas. So the same is differently sung by the devotees. Yugal Roop Rasi, Dollar Roop Rasi. Kunj Diyo Vas nahi, America Diyo Vas, something. This is what is happening actually. So really speaking, because we are not at their level, we are practicing every day. Srila Prabhupada has given us a complete package which has Rag Bhakti in it, but we can only appreciate when we reach to that level. Like you have a 2-year child, you can give him a golden coin or 500 rupees. He don't know what is the value of that thing. It may be on his neck, but he don't know his value. That is what is our position. We have a golden necklace, but we don't know what is its worth. We are practicing every day Raganuga Bhakti. When you go to the temple, you say what you see first in the deities. Face. Everybody just see face. This is Rag. But in the Vedi, you have to start from leg. But we are normally first, we just quickly we see the face. This is spontaneous. You cannot stop it. It has to be from the lotus feet. But it says we are doing it, but we are not knowing because we are not at that level. If you are not at that level, if I am speaking some medical language, you cannot understand, and if you are not a medical man. Similarly, if you are not at the level of asakti, anartha nivarti is not complete, then Raganuga you cannot understand, though you are practicing it, but you don't know. So we have a complete package, only we have to advance in our spiritual practices based on this Madhurya kadambini, where we are. First, we should focus that we will clear our shraddha. We should have a shastri shraddha, we have a sobhaviki shraddha, then everything will be all right. First you make 2 + 2 4, then every equation will be right. All mathematics will be right. But if we have a lokik shraddha or a balat shraddha, then everything will be more like ordinary bhakti, not uttam bhakti.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes?
Prabhuji, when we all are doing anishtit bhajana kriya, then one Prabhuji has said that everyone will go through anartha nivritti.
The next stage is anartha nivritti. Even in anishtit bhajana kriya, there is anartha nivritti.
Yes, that means everyone will go through anartha nivritti during anishtit bhajana kriya.
Yes, between the nishtit and anishtit bhajana kriya, there is anartha nivritti.
Then why some of them can make progress to nishtha, which thing they cannot overcome throughout their lifetime?
Mostly what we have discussed is bhakti anartha.
Yes.
Anartha arising from bhakti, most of the devotees are actually held up in that anartha arising from bhakti, name, fame, puja, pratishtha, they are just stuck there. And if they rise up from that, then namo aparadh, sadhu ninda is the another heaviest after that is that. And most are stuck in that.
Okay.
These two are the most difficult as far as my experience is. The aparadha arising from bhakti are so alluring that we are completely mesmerized by that and we feel, oh, we achieved everything. But they are actually aparadha. name, fame, prosperity, everything. And second is sadhu ninda. We are envious of people who are equal to us. We are not friend with them. We are not respecting the people who are above us. We want to pull them down. We are not merciful to the new. We want to really control them and use them. So this is actually not the stage of Madhyam Adhikari. Madhyam Adhikari has these three qualities which we don't have. So this is the sadhu ninda part, is very difficult. And the bhajan kriya, you understood bhajan kriya, where are we? Utsamai everybody has when they join ISKCON. But are we really still Ganatrala? Sometimes we are very jubilant to do, sometimes we are slack to do. This is still common in our life. Sometimes we are too eager to do, sometimes we are too lazy to do things. So it's not that we are fixed in some principles, no. It's shaky. Some are there, some have reached to this, but still some wishes, Rangani, Tarangani, many are there. But when we cross the anartha, then only Nishtha will come. And Nishtha.
So, Prabhuji, so that is possible through devotee association, but in current situation where the devotee association is so much diluted, so sometimes we have to choose to associate with some devotees. Like we have to be particular with some devotee association. We cannot associate with so many kinds of devotees. So in that respect, what is the chance to overcome the anartha nivritti being in a pure devotee association?
My always advice is this verse of the Bhagavatam which we chant every day, Nast Praya Shubha. If every day we are relishing Bhagavatam, then it's possible that we will come to the Nishtha Bhajan.
Thank you, Prabhu.
This is the only thing which I realize, that Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya is the only way to come to this stage of Nishtha. Practically, this is the only way. You may directly come there, or you may listen every day. And there are so many Bhagavatam classes going all over the world. Whichever you are more, interested or relishing, you just do that. It's okay. First is personal spiritual master, or second is the great devotees who are easily available to you, to associate with you, and then you take advantage of those devotees' association. And hear Bhagavatam, that will purify the most of the atmosphere. What was your question?
I was just informed by Prabhu that Prashanta Mataji is waiting for students to come. Maybe I can, East Coast is there. So I will maybe ask the question sometime. But before concluding, Prabhu, we would like to offer our humble gratitude, thankfulness for you for teaching us Madhurya Kadambini. Very technical book, but you have made it relatively easier for us to understand. You are summarizing, every day summarizing whatever discussions happened in the previous class, that helped us to actually understand